di mata dunia.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. So I hope you guys are doing fine right now, even though all of us are staying at home. And also, I'm here to give a few reminders. So the first one is we are going to have a few photo sessions after that. So please turn on your camera whenever we ask you to do so. And also, you are feel free to turn on your mic as always when we ask you to ask something or to interact with us. And also, not forget to spam as much as possible in the chat box.
All right. So, and one more thing is that if you want to, for those who are in Google Meet, if you want the best view for this event, you can also paint MMU Studio screen on Google Meet. And yeah, meanwhile, the people on Facebook and YouTube Live, you guys can still watch this as what it is. So yeah, I think maybe we can start already, right?
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right? I think, are you guys excited? I saw a lot of people here. We got like our Dean, Dr. Uchipun, Dr. Tan Wee
Yeah.
Hao, Ms. Pon
And
Siti Aslida. How about the alumni?
yes, I think like I saw a lot of them here because I don't I think I just knew one or two of them because I'm still a student here for you guys to know because those people here actually they had a chit chat before, right? I mean some mentioning that they are from class of 2000, 2002,
Yeah,
2003. I'm like I'm still
I
studying in
can't really relate.
2021. Okay, all right. So I think without further ado maybe we'll start the event. So let me just start it. Ke Pekan Kuala membeli bingka, sayang pesanan terlupa sudah. Majlis bermula, tirai dibuka dengan alunan madah yang indah.
Mencari timba si anak dara di bawah sarang burung tempua. Salam sembah pembuka bicara. Selamat datang untuk semua. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we start, let me introduce the master of ceremony MC of today. All right, so he is one of the very famous telecommunications engineering students in MMU with his iconic smile. And in fact, he has been actively involved in more than 100 events in uni, locally, internationally, including Asia Youth International, Model United Nations, Monster Awards, and even Maybank Student Ambassador Program. So he is Sharon Nizam.
All right, okay. So, I mean, I think you are quite exposing me just now, but yeah, I mean, right now I'm just going to introduce you, right? So, hello everyone. As what Min said just now, I'm Shahriz. I'm currently still studying. So, yeah, well, not to forget my MC as well. She is a girl who can perform outstandingly in both academic and core curriculum. As such, she holds the record of 4.0 pointer of 8 trimesters since she entered MMU, and she is also been in the Students Representative Council for 2 terms, all right? And yeah, she is also the first Malaysian female chair of IEEE MMU student branch. And we have one fun fact about her. You can just call her Min Median Mode, right, Min?
Oh my God. Yeah, it's kind of a nickname for me. But I would like to say welcome to the FOE Alumni Virtual Reunion of 2021. So can I know like how are you guys feeling right now? Are you guys excited or are you guys kind of feeling miss MMU?
Yeah, I think for sure, right? Because it is a gathering for everyone here. So maybe we can have like, maybe you guys here can say virtual claps or anything inside the chat box that tell us how do you guys feel. I can see Mr. Chin Jijen make a comment with applause, and Miss Dr. Lee, she said that she is super excited for this event. So
Ooh.
yeah. Okay, all right. So actually, right, I know that this F4E alumni virtual reunion is basically to reunite, socialize, and synergize the F4E alumni to show that even if we have graduated, we are still being remembered. But who is the one that calls everyone to come together today?
Jing. Apparently, is the Faculty of Engineering. All right, so let me welcome our one and only FOE Dean to share a few words with us. So, welcome, Associate Prof. Technology Dr. Wee Chipun. The floor is yours.
Thank you, me. Thank you, Sharia, for the nice pantun. I can't do pantun, so sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay, salam sejahtera and very good afternoon. Yang bahagia Professor Datuk Dr. Masliham Muhammad Suud, our President and CEO of Multimedia University, our Professor Engineer Dr. Hairo Azhar bin Abdul Rashid, our Vice President Research, Industry Collaborations and Engagements, distinguished guests, alumni, organizing committee members, and all my fellow colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all on these special occasions of our Faculty of Engineering MMU alumni virtual reunions event. Before I continue, I have a confession to make. You can see actually I'm wearing this alumni tie, right? But actually, I'm not a promoter dunia lah. I just tumpang and wear the tie lah. Okay. However, I have a very great experience to collaborate with our promoter dunia. And throughout my 12 years of career in the MMU, I actually have come across many great achievements and success stories made by our promoter dunia. Feedback received from industry about our alumni is always a tip top and positive. Actually, I feel very proud about this. And it's also give me a great confidence when I start talking to our industry partner to introduce our students as an intern, as a fresh graduates, okay? Because they always come back with us a good feedback on our students, okay? And today we also have a very proud to have our Permata Dunia, okay? Our Dr. Kevin Kui Jun Yi, who is now also a support astronomer from Academia Sinica, Institute of Astronomy and Astrophysics, Asia A, who is the only Malaysian scientist as the part of the team behind the breakthrough image of the black hole. Welcome, Dr. Gui. I think he's here now with us. Thank you for joining us today and share with us your experience later. Next, we also have Mr. Khairul Naim Zainal Abidin, who is the Deputy Managing Director, Chief Security and Strategy Officer from Nizagate Sdn Bhd. He's also a Malaysia leading cybersecurity provider. So Mr. Khairul also will be share with us his experience and expertise shortly after this. Thank you, Mr. Khairul. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for finding time to be with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme for our FOE alumni virtual reunion this year is Reunite, Socialise, and Synergise. We have created this event for you to reunite, to meet and socialize with all your ex-classmates and old friends. So this is also a great time to form new connections again. So we hope we can reconnect back and synergize together to achieve our MMU plus U. So let us reunite, socialize, and synergize. I'm always very happy to meet our graduates and former students, because when I do meet them, I see many good opportunity for us to work together in some way or another. I hope the FOE alumni can reconnect back to the faculty by sharing their expertise with all our students and collaborate together in the form of industry FYP, okay, or industry grants, or provide opportunity for industry training and so on. Fortunately, FOE and Multimedia University we are always doing our best to stay in touch with all our former students, because we strongly believe that this is very important to us to take care of not only when our students are studying, as well as after the graduations. Through this event, I hope we will have more of a such engagement, more to come. Dear all respective alumni, FOE also have several lists of achievements. Please allow me to share some of success story, the recent one, with all of you who are present today. And I hope that you can share them and pass them to the others. Just to share with you, last month, FOE actually have successfully organized a virtual FOE Industry Forum 2021 with the topic Harnessing Digitizations and Technology in Facing the COVID-19 pandemic. We actually have invited three very prominent industry speakers from the industry to discuss the technological challenges and solutions in facing the COVID-19 pandemics. A total of about 200 participants actually attended the event. I must say, this is a very successful event, and we have been organizing this industry forum since the year 2012 without fail. Even though we are in the pandemic, we still continue this annual event. Of course, credit goes to our organizing team and also the support of our alumni who always accept our invitation to be the speaker of such an event. Next, we also have this MMU student branch of IEEE under Engineering Society of Faculty of Engineering. Currently, they're also organizing this A2G series workshop during the midterm and semester break. So A2G actually stands for artificial intelligence, blockchain, cybersecurity, big data, sustainable energy, fiber optic technology, as well as a 5G technology. So this A2G series workshop is actually aimed to equip our students with essential working knowledge on this A2G skill set in order to give them a head start on their job in the industry. It's also helped them to get a gist of the subject that are taught in the core syllabi. Example of this workshop, like we already conducted like introductory Pythons, artificial intelligence with Pythons, and a webinar on blockchain technology. We welcome any of these FOE alumni that can contribute as a speaker for the workshop. Please come back and share with us your experience and the insight into this technology. Just now, before we start, we have some conversations with some of the alumni. Actually, they are very much in this area. So we really hope and looking forward for you to come back and share with our students the challenges and the technical know-how in this area. Recently, our alumni, Muhammad Hussein Saleh Muhammad Haram, who is with us also today, also received a very prestigious IEEE Richard E. Mervyn Student Scholarship Award 2021 from this IEEE Computer Society. Many congratulations to you, Hussein.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. We also have Mr. Teo Yali, Asham Fitri, and Muhammad Numahi, who actually received the Best Poster Award for the 2021 final year's Poster Showcase Contest. Again, congratulations to them, who are also now our alumni and Permata Dunia. In addition to that, we also want to congratulate Mr. Chia Jason, who won the second place for the 4th Dansri Haji Yusof Ibrahim FYP competitions. The award is actually given by Institutions of Engineer Malaysia, IEM, okay, and to for outstanding undergraduate final year project nationwide. Congratulations, Jason. Next, we also have this Farehan Nizam, who won the Outstanding Master Dissertations Award at the IEEE Consort and the VTS Annual General Meeting 2021. So these are very recent achievement. So congratulations to all of them. As for the current development of the faculty, I'm also very happy to share with you. Currently, we're actually also engaging with the ZTE to set up a 5G lab in the FOE. In fact, ZTE already have sponsor a lab at our faculty in Malacca. So now with the extra setup a 5G lab in the FOE campus, Cyberjaya now meaning the two campuses now we are actually interlinked with these 5G connectivities. Yeah. So with that also we like to welcome if any FOE alumni company, if you like to set up a lab or offices in FOE as part of the continuous engagement with a student and lecturer, you are most welcome. Please let us know. We will try to establish something with you. So, ladies and gentlemen, lastly, I just want to I would like to also take this opportunity to extend my appreciations to the Center for Alumni Engineering Society, our NSOC, our Students Representative Council, FRC, and also our MMU studio for organizing this event. Thank you for spending your time and effort to plan, organize, and oversee this event. Thank you very much. To all our FOE alumni, we apologize for any shortcoming during the event. Hopefully, once the pandemic is over, we can meet again together physically. And for now, together we reunite, socialize, and synergize. Thank you for attending this event and stay safe. Thank you. With that, I pass back to MC. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Oi, for your welcoming speech. It was very informative, and we hope that all FOE alumni here can get to know Dr. Oi more. As what he said just now, you guys can come and contribute back to FOE itself, to MMU, and maybe we can have some new opportunities for current students as well, like me and Min. And in the end of the day, it is also the reason why we ask this is just for us to help FOE to become better as the time goes by. Right, Min?
Yeah, exactly. But wait, Shahril, I think, right? Yeah. We focus someone who is really, really important. Like without he or her, I don't think we would have met each other, you know?
Well, it's not a he or she, I would say, but it is the place itself, the alma mater for sure, which is MMU, right? And
yes,
now moving
MMU.
on. Yes, and now let's move on to the next agenda. With that, just now let us welcome the leader of the university itself, the president himself, the 5th MMU president, Professor Datuk Dr. Mazliha Muhammad Suud. But before that, let's watch an interesting introduction clip about our president.
Di gedung besar ini, izinkan aku tumpang berteduh. Dari hujan dan dari ribut, dari kalut dan dari abu, agar lega dari sapaan jahat, rasa dengki dan niat khianat. Kalau guru itu cikgu, pastikan amalan menjadi tauladan dan kematangan menjadi sanjungan, budi berhubungan menjadi ikutan, tingkah laku harian menjadi turutan. Bulatkan tekad, teruskan mara dalam alpa dan dalam jaga. Biar bergegar tulang pelantar, teguh beraksi, ikut diajar. Majulah cendekia, menangkan nusa, payungkan cita, daulatkan bangsa. Demi amanah kita bersama. Hari ini, kita berkumpul bukan secara biasa. Kita dipaksa keluar dari keselesaan dan kebiasaan. Bertemu secara maya, melepas rindu di jiwa, meraihkan jaya walau jauh di mata. Tapi percayalah, walau di mana pun anda berada, kita tetap sentiasa akan bersama. I'm also confident that you, on your side, have done your best. Even though this is not easy for you, take this as a challenge, because every challenge is an opportunity for you to become better. At MMU, we believe in you, and we believe that through this experience, you are the better version of you. So keep up the good work, keep the momentum, keep up the strong fighting spirit, and continue believing in yourself.
And now, let us welcome our MMU President, Professor Datuk Dr. Mazilham bin Muhammad Saud. Please welcome.
Thank you, Sharif and Min. Thank you for the introduction. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and salam sejahtera, and a very good afternoon, Prof. Hairul Azhar Abdul Rashid, Vice President Research Industrial Collaboration Engagement, MMU, Dr. Oi Chipun, the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering. I can also see here Mr. Nur Helmi, who is our board member. You should be proud of the alumni of FOE, because one of your alumni is now the board member of the board of directors of MMU. And Datuk Razi, the president of Alumni Society. Good afternoon to all the Datuk, Datin, all the professors, distinguished guests, alumni, lecturers, the organizing committee, ladies and gentlemen. So it is indeed a great pleasure for me to address all of you this afternoon in this occasion, the virtual reunion event for the alumni. Thank you to the organizing committee for inviting me and allowing me to grace this event today. Allow me to express my gratitude to every one of you for finding time to be with us today. I would like to thank FOE, of course, the Center of Alumni, the Engineering Society, SRC, for organizing this event. Thank you to Dr. Gui Junyi, the support astronomer from Academia Sinica, Institute of Astronomy and Astrophysics, and also Mr. Khairul Naim Zainal Abidin, the Deputy Managing Director of Nexa Gate, Siam Berhad, for being with us and will share the experience with us today. And I would like to also wish selamat menyambut Hari Kemerdekaan and also the upcoming Hari Malaysia, which will be celebrated on the 16th of September. We have reached 64 years of independence, and Malaysia, of course, indeed has achieved the overwhelming prosperity, and we must be grateful for having freedom and peace in our beloved country. Of course, now we are facing with this pandemic. We just discussed just before this event started just now that everyone is doing our best to face this COVID-19 pandemic, and we really hope that very soon we'll be able to regain our normal life. Of course, this time together with COVID-19. The MMU is without doubt is part of this nation building. We know that since the creation of MMU 25 years ago, there's a lot of achievement being made by the university. We have grew up to become one of the big university, but of course, you know, I joined this university last August actually, And we can see that there are some trend that shows that we have to work harder to at least maintain our position or regain this or improve the ranking, for example. We are now working on this. Maybe you saw in the recent announcement by THE, our ranking in THE world ranking is now dropped to 1,200 plus from 1,001 plus last year. But actually, this ranking, it is a game based on the data for this year, because THE 2022, which is announced this year in 2021, is actually based on the data collected in 2019 and 2020. So, well, whatever we will do now will only reflect to the THE in the next year or the year after that. So we are now embarking into what we call the MMU plus U plan, and we are concentrating in 5 different area, which is the popularity and population of the students in MMU. We will also concentrate in the reputation, the university reputation and ranking. We will also see the learning environment of the university, to upgrade the learning environment to make sure that we are in line with the latest education technology that are used in the education sector. We also need to make sure that MMU is self-sustained, and last but not least is the unity of the society of the university. This is what we call PLUSU, yeah? Population and popularity, learning, university reputation, sustainability, and the unity of the society of MMU, which include the alumni. So this is you know, now everyone is talking about Keluarga Malaysia. This is actually our Keluarga MMU. So the unity of the society of MMU is very important, because at the end of the day, whatever we plan will have to come from the society. The society will have to support this, and we are the one who operate whatever dream that we want to achieve. Coming back to this event, today's occasion is significant for us as educator, because we are now meeting with many of our graduates after a long time. I know I'm not a graduate from this university. Let me share my experience. I'm not the alumni of MMU, but I actually studied in France. I was selected and then sent to France by the Malaysian government. I spent few years in France to do my diploma, first degree, master's, and then PhD. So I did all my higher education in France. The attachment in France actually gave me a lot of new vision, and actually mold me to become whatever I am today. And what I notice is that wherever you come from, what is important is the experience that you gain. I think those all of you coming from MMU, you experience a lot of things which is in common with me. For example, some of you who I was told earlier that some of the students from the first batch are here. I was the first batch to be sent to be sponsored by Malaysian government to go to France and study in France. It is not easy to be the pioneer, and maybe some of you can share your experience being the pioneer of FOE. and of course MMU. A lot of things that we need to do ourselves because we don't have our seniors to guide us. And what happened is when I was sent to France, as there's no seniors, we need to discover a lot of things. You know, I'm from a kampung in a small village in Johor, in Batu Pahat. In my kampung, when you take a ride on the public transport in a bus, you if you want to stop the bus, you just push the bell, which is just above your head, you know. So the first time that I took a bus in France, we don't know how to stop the bus because there's no bell installed in that bus. We are looking around and we don't know how to stop the bus, and we need to learn from the other people by watching the other passenger and how to stop the bus. And I think this spirit of as a pioneer is helping me to do a lot of things now. And I guess it's the same thing for some of you who joined MMU as the first, second, third batch, because at that time I guess it is the same. You don't have any seniors to guide you. You have to explore, and you have to really learn on your own. And it is indeed a very proud moment for us as educator. I spent times in UniKL before I joined MMU as lecturers, then as the dean, as the deputy president, and as the president. And it is for all lecturers, it's the same. We actually feel very proud to see our alumni. And I guess all the lecturers here are very proud meeting all of you here today, and all of you are now the leaders in the respective industries and field. We have created this event for you to reunite, socialize, and synergize as this FOE virtual reunion team reunite with the old connection, socialize and meet with our former classmates and old friends. And of course, it is also a great time to form new linkages and synergize together to achieve extraordinary results. I'm always thrilled to meet all MMU graduates and former students, and when I meet them, I often share my experience and also told them the excitement that we are so happy to learn that MMU graduates are working as seniors at the same company and other companies in the same field, and many receive help from their seniors in their respective job. Now, considering MMU position in Malaysia, we are a very known brand, and of course the students are well accepted by the industry, and we really hope that we'll be able to continue to produce good graduates. And now one of the recent plan that we are developing in MMU is the creation of our SEED, Student Experience and Entrepreneurial Development Division, which is now headed by Prof. E.K. Wong. And now this SEED division is developing the Permata Dunia persona, the character. This is where we are building the character of our students using this persona. And I actually, when I joined MMU last year, I asked the STAT, Student Affairs Division, to define what is a Permata Dunia. We keep on using this Permata Dunia, Permata Dunia, Permata Dunia, but I want to know what is the definition of Permata Dunia. With this definition of Permata Dunia, we actually develop the character of a Permata Dunia. So what we intend to do is that all students that will come into MMU will have this will have to go through to some trainings and activities that will at the end of the day mold them into becoming pemata dunia with all the characters that is defined in this pemata dunia persona. So this is what we are doing in under SEED today, and of course the Center for Alumni is now working with all the alumni to get your feedback. It is very important for us to get feedback from the alumni, especially all of you who are now the leaders in the industries. Please give us feedback and tell us what to do, because you know, although some of us were from the industry before, but we have been here in the education sector quite long, and we need to connect again with the industries, and I hope that you can share your views, you know, give us your views on especially the content of the programs, the competency that we need to train students, you know, the skill that students need to acquire for them to be able to success in their future career. So dear respective alumni, you have left your alma mater to contribute your expertise to society. Although you have disconnected yourself physically from MMU classroom, I believe our bond remain strong. So this is what I meant by, you know, keeping in touch with the university, and I would like to express my heartiest congratulations to all of you for all your achievements in your current life, and I hope you know, by sharing your experience and all this knowledge that you have acquired will also help us to develop our students to become a future you in the future. I would like to stress that I'm proud to see your influence in contributing to the development of our country, all of you, and particularly in the area of your expertise. As for this virtual reunion, the success in organizing it does not just come from high committee effort, but it's also involved the effort from all parties to realize this event. And I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to for all your commendable support and generous contribution to the alma mater, and really hope that we will have this event, physical event next year, because this will be the first one in as online event. But let us do our best to ensure that this alumni event will grow into a beautiful tradition, and for all of us, and MMU and graduates could prosper together. We would also welcome any, of course, your contribution to help the existing students in any way that you can together. As I mentioned, whether it is in form of monetary or experience sharing, we will welcome all this contribution. So I hope that you enjoy this event, and thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and have a very good day ahead. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Prof. Dr. Mafiham, for your lovely and welcoming speech to all the alumni and students here. All right. So we would like to take this opportunity to request everyone turn on your camera to have a photo session with our Prof. Dr. So yeah, please welcome to turn on your camera right now.
Yeah, and we also would like to ask our committee to take the photos. And in the meantime, we would like to request everyone to turn on their camera. And then I think there are a few more. So maybe all of you here can turn on. And yep, I think the committee, you can get ready. I will do the countdown. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, all right. Okay. Thank you so much to everyone. And again, thanks everyone for the photo session just now. At this point, we have reached the end of our opening ceremony of FOE Alumni Virtual Reunion. To all the audience, we will be pausing our live stream first, and we will come back to the stream again in just a few minutes' time. In the meanwhile, in the meantime, please stay tuned to our live stream pages, which are FOE Facebook page as well as the MMU Malaysia YouTube channel. By then, see you. All right, so welcome back, our viewers, to the FOE Alumni Virtual Reunion. For your information, we are currently having our event inside the Google Meet, but to other viewers, you can also watch us live now at the Faculty of Engineering Facebook page, as well as MMU Malaysia on YouTube channel. Okay, now let us move on to our event, as we have a lot of things to share with all of you here. Okay, Min, I know you like to travel a lot, right?
Yes, Sharif. I like to travel because whenever I travel to one place, I got to see many different and intriguing sights and people. So, but you know, right? Because since the pandemic has hit, I and also everyone don't really have chance to travel anymore since then. So, wait, what about time travel? Sorry.
Time travel? How are we going to do time travel? What do you
All
mean?
right. So I think you guys can see it. I have a two over here. It's a very old camera. and it can do magic. All right, so guys, I want you to look at your screen, focus, and I'll be leading all of you down the nostalgia memory lane in 1, 2, 3. Let's go. All right, so I think all of you can see is a Kahoot. So why are we going to do a Kahoot? We are going to time travel back to the memories in FOE. So I would like to request everyone here go to www.kahoot.it and key in the game pin 6354772. And
Yes.
for a fun fact, right, we are also going to give away 5 prizes for our top 5 winners. So come up. So hurry up and come to sign up for the game key. And meanwhile, I think our team over here already put the link in the chat box as well.
Yes, I can see like 8, 9, 10 of them right now are joining. So you can see Ken Wong, Aku Bukan Kucing, Yvonne, Khairil, Ayel, OPL, SK, City, Popcat, yeah, Naim J, M Hussein, and a lot of more. I think all of you here can take some time to join because we actually have 40 plus people here. So we should be expecting at least 40 people to join this Kahoot event, right, Min?
Yeah, correctly. And the prizes are going to be some very, very, I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited to know the prizes. So come on, let's just, key the point and just see your name on the point, and we see how you're going to win in the top 5 places.
Yes, correct. And I think the prizes are also, I would say, the price is quite huge in terms of, okay, I cannot say the price, what is the amount and what kind of prize that they will receive. But yeah, let's just, everyone can just try to enter this and then let's play together. So we will give more times for everyone to join because this is the only quiz that we have for the day. So we think that it is a very good opportunity for everyone to join and to grab the prizes that we offer. All right. So I think we can no, not iPad Pro, not MacBook Pro, Mr. Khairul. So it's a bit expensive, I would say, for a student to have that price. But like,
but maybe Mr. Khairul can sponsor FOE in the future events, so we can have iPad Pro for our winners.
I know. Okay, so now we have 25. Oh, it's dropped back to 24. It's okay. So we will just be giving around maybe another 30 seconds before we can start, right, Min?
Yep, I think it's okay.
All right, so we just wait by then, and then at around 20 more seconds, I'm counting on my head right now. So yeah. Okay, right. This is the last 10 seconds for all of you to join. So I'm going to count down on 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so and the very last second. And then, yeah, I'm going to start the quiz now. All right, so welcome to the FOE Virtual Reunion Nostalgia Quiz.
Okay, so the first question is, when was MMU Cyberjaya campus first opened? Oh, I think this one's is kind of relevant to Prof. Yusuf's story at the very, very beginning before we even started. Yeah, is it 1996, 1998, 1999? It's 8 July of 1999, and 12 of you got it correct. All right, let's see who is on the top. Oh, congrats, Mr. Khairul and Mr. Hussein. All right, so next question. Who is MMU's first dean of FOE? Whoa, okay. For me, I don't think I ever know, but Dr. Ho Chin Kwan, Bunrai Raman, Chua Hin. Oh, I only know Prof Ho here. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, it's Chua Hin Tech. Oh, okay, I see. And many of you got it correct, which is kind of surprising. All right. Okay, Asli got on the top. Okay, so let's see next. What is the main function of this building? Oh, okay. I think this building, right, is kind of new, if not mistaken. Like it just got refurbished, like last year or this year. I'm not really sure. But, what is it though? It's student hostel accommodation, and all of you got it correct. Yeah, I think it's quite easy, right? HBC over there. So, oh, Mr. Usin got on top. All right. Okay, for FMU students taking their final examination, the following statements are true, except student must present their student ID and exam slip during the examination. Students can leave the exam hall during the last 30 minutes of the exam, or students are allowed to speak to their lecturer during the exam. Or the last one, students cannot leave the exam hall during the last 30 minutes of the exam. Oh, it's kind of close for all these options. Okay. Oh, most of you got it correct. So students can leave the exam hall during the last 30 minutes of exam. I'm not sure whether you guys still remember the time when you guys had finals and then everyone was so, nervous, entered the hall and the MMU hall is so cold. So yeah, it's kind of nostalgia for me. Right, so let's see who is on top right now.
Wow.
Oh, Aileen got on top already, and Mr. Khair. Okay.
All right. So next question.
This. Okay. Okay, so here's the student ID example, and then the ID starts from 115130678 9. And what do you guys think, in what year did this student join MMU? Is it 2011 or 20? Oh, it's 2015. Okay, so I think you guys can see it's 115, so it means start from 2015. And if 118 means 2018, just for your general information. So Alien still on top. Okay. And we see Popcat is, popping out. All right. So coming next question is, Ernie scored an overall marks of 67% for the subject EEE 1046. What is Ernie's grade? Oh, this one. 67%. I think it's somewhere B or C, right? Pretty sure. Oh, it's B. Okay, and only 2 of you got it correct. Okay, I think it's quite hard for this question. Yeah. Okay, Alien still on the top. Okay, this is what is the official team color of FOE? I surely, the graduation, the convocation day that you guys presented before, what kind of color that you guys are wearing, the memorable color. Yeah, I think this one is quite obvious for all the alumni here. And the answer is orange. Yeah. Okay, the top are still on the top. Okay, still got 4 more questions to go. And the question is, following persons have been the president of MMU except, oh my God, I saw so many Prof. Dato here. Prof. Dr. Muhammad Rasad Muhammad. Oh my God, I totally cannot. I don't really know any of them.
Okay. It's Prof. Dato Engin Insigne Dr. Muhammad Hamdi Abdul Syukur is not MMU president. So next is the top 5. Yeah, well, Alien, Tauke, Faye, Popcat, and F is still on the top 4. Meanwhile, Mr. Jinjijen is back in the 5th place. So let's move on to the next question. Okay, the engineering programs offered by FOE have been conducted in the following locations, except this is, I think, the most hard question, right, Min?
Yeah, because I think like there's a change in the program structure when the year by years goes. So I'm not really sure though. I only know FOE Sarvijaya.
I know, right? Okay, it's Asia University. All right, so next question. No, sorry, the top 5. Wow, Alien has I think,
The
the
street, yeah.
straight answers. Okay, so next question is the 10th question that we have. The following abbreviations are related to the courses offered by FOE except is the major, basically. What do you think the answer mean? I think it's
I think it's NE, right? Like not engineering. I don't know.
Man, somebody
Oh.
trusted you and then the answer is
Oh
wrong.
my god,
It's not
I'm so
NE,
sorry.
man.
It sounds logical, so
Well, yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. So let's see the top 5. All right. Well, oh wow. Okay. I'm wondering who is alien here. Okay. Next is the second last question that we have. Okay.
okay. Mana dunia song. Ni?
The following are the lyrics of Mata Dunia except ke puncak multimedia dituju keunggulan cita yang membara. I mean, oh my god, that's not the lyric. And
Yeah.
but I think most of the people here answered it correctly. I mean, the majority of them. I think it's okay with that. Okay, and then next, I think would be the last question. All right,
Whoa, aliens
this
still
is
on
the
the
last.
top.
I know, right? So this is the last question.
Okay.
Who is the most senior academic staff in FOE?
I think it could be Prof. Dr. Muhammad Yusuf, right? Since he mentioned he's been in MMU since MMU Cyber is there.
No,
Oh
no,
my
no,
God.
it's not Prof. Yusuf, okay? But we will not be viewing the winners right now because we will hold the winners list until the end of this event. So please bear with me and also Min. We will not be revealing the answers at this point. So yeah, maybe we will move to the next agenda. Is that okay, Min?
Yeah, I know, right? And I hope you guys kind of enjoy our quiz just now because it's kind of throwing back kind of thing. And yeah, it's good. It's okay, Mr. Karu.
Okay, all right. So now I think we can move on with the next agenda that we have. So basically, we will be having our first experience sharing by Dr. Kwee Juni. So a little bit introduction of himself. Dr. Kwee Juni is currently a support astronomer and previously a postdoctoral fellow at the Academia Sinica Institute of Astronomy and Astrophysics, ASIAA in Taiwan. He also completed his PhD at the International Center for Radio Astronomy Research, ICRAR, at Curtin University, Western Australia. After which, he spent some time as a postdoctoral researcher at a dark cosmology center part of the Niels Bohr Institute at the University of Copenhagen, Denmark. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. There are a lot of new words here. Okay, I'm so sorry if I pronounce it wrong. All right, and he was born and raised in Penang, Malaysia. Is a means place. You know, if you guys want
Yo,
to
hi,
know.
Dr. Kelvin.
All right. Okay. Using mainly radio telescopes, he studied objects known as active galactic nuclei. Okay, I'm so sorry. AGNs. The compact cores of galaxies powered by supermassive black holes feeding on surrounding gas. He is also an active member of the Event Horizon Telescope collaboration, which successfully captured the first ever image of a black hole. He also supports the scientific commissioning and observing activities at the Greenland Telescope. And most interesting fact about him is that he is one of the FOE alumni graduated with the Bachelor of Engineering, Honors Electronics in 2004. And he also completed his master's degree here in MMU in Engineering Science in 2008. So without further ado, I would like to welcome you, Dr. Kevin. Please welcome.
Hi, thank you very much, Muhammad Shahril, and also to Min for the introduction. And I hope everyone can hear me.
Yeah,
Yes,
loud
we
and
can
clear.
hear you.
So I'll start sharing my screen. So yeah, thank you very much to the organizers for inviting me to share about my experience since I left and graduated from MMU. And good afternoon to everyone, especially my fellow alumni, to the distinguished guests, Professor Dr. the President, to the Dean, Dr. Uy, and I can recognize, I think, a few of my former lecturers as well, Dr. Tan Wee Hao, Dr. Tan Ai Hui, and also Dr. Fabian, who all taught me before. Not sure if you remember me, but probably not, because I was one of those people who sat at the back of the class and usually never ask questions, keep quiet. So, yes, so good afternoon, and thanks for having me here. As Shari has already introduced, I was in FOE between 2001 to 2008. So I was like the second batch who started in Cyberjaya. At that time, it was still kind of a jungle. And I did my bachelor's degree from 2001 to 2004, and then did my master's there as well. And currently, if you see in the picture here, this is my current office here in Taiwan, which is, I work for the Academia Sinica, which is actually the Academy of Sciences in Taiwan under the Institute of Astronomy and Astrophysics. And here are the staff in my institute. We have about 200 staff. About half are engineers because we do a lot of instrumentation, building telescopes, and also another half are scientists who do, study all the theory and the observations of black holes and things in space. And as you can see, my office here is very nice. It's next to a lake. And I heard that Cyberjaya now, the lake is very nice. Last time when I was there, I used to call it the sewage because, looks very dirty and all that, but I heard it's very nice now. Anyway, so when I was in MMU doing my master's, I actually spent a lot of time in the rice fields. I was working with Dr. Hong Tat at that time, who was the dean of the FIT, Faculty of IT, and also Professor Chua Hien Teck as well. You heard he was the first dean of the engineering. I was working on the microwave remote sensing of rice fields. We use satellite imaging to try to study how the rice actually affects, as it grows, how it affects what you see in the image. Okay, and these are radar images. They transmit, the satellites transmit radio waves and are reflected back to the satellites. And we try to predict the yield of the rice based on the images, right? Because the denser the rice, more of the waves will actually travel back to the satellite. And so we actually did a lot of ground truth measurements, collection, and I did a lot of theory work trying to predict how radio waves actually interact with the rice fields. But of course, at that time, I was also having my eye on something else. I was actually reading a lot on the side, reading a lot of books about black holes and getting really interested in these kind of things. Maybe that's why I took like 4 years so long to finish my master's. Anyway, when I finished, at that time I had a few of my colleagues, seniors from MMU as well, MMU alumni as well. People like, I think they're still at MMU, some of them, like Dr. Go Victor and Wei Pichin and all this. They were also all applying for scholarships to do their PhDs overseas in Australia, Europe, and all that. I thought, wow, I think I should try as well, to apply for a scholarship to do PhD overseas. But I also thought at the time, since I didn't want to work in industry, I thought I maybe want to be in academia. I thought maybe I should do something that I'm really, really more interested in and more passionate about, which is going to do things to do with black holes, astronomy, and things like that. So I applied for a scholarship, and one of them was in Australia, in Curtin University. And at that time, there was a lot of funding in Australia going into astronomy. That was because Australia was bidding to host one of these international telescopes called the Square Kilometre Array, which is supposed to be the largest radio telescope in the world. So they were bidding for it, to host it, together with South Africa. They were competing because they have to be built in the desert where there's no radio interference from your mobile phones and things like that. And so they put a lot of money in. So at that time they were having a lot of scholarships, for international researchers and things like that. So I applied and I was successful. And this year it was my research proposal from last time, 2009. Trying to study how, because my background was in radio wave propagation in rice fields, right? So I thought I could use some of my background to study how radio waves propagate through the interstellar medium, the intergalactic medium, and the atmosphere, and how it distorts the signals before arriving at telescopes, and how it would actually influence our design of radio telescopes such as the Square Kilometre Array. Okay, and I think I was very fortunate and blessed, being in an institute where it was very well funded. Okay, so I had a lot of opportunities to travel. My supervisor, Peter Hall, who was the head engineer of the Square Kilometre Array at the time, and also Dr. Jean-Pierre Maca, who was a theory guy. Unfortunately, he passed away last year due to illness. I owe a lot of debt to them. But yeah, they actually funded me to live for a month in the US at the UC Berkeley to work with some people there. People like Professor Jeff Bauer, who was a professor at the UC Berkeley. He brought us to visit some of these telescopes in the US. That is the Allen Telescope Array, which was actually funded by Paul Allen, one of the co-founders of Microsoft. And its main goal was actually to search for signals for alien civilizations. Okay, of course, they run out of funding already, and currently this telescope has been shut down. But we also visited other telescopes. Like this was the premier radio telescope at the time, the Very Large Array. And so I think I was very fortunate to have this kind of experience, especially being in an institute that had a lot of funding. So yeah, I'm glad for that. But also because we get a lot of funding from the public taxpayers' money, we also feel that we have a kind of a duty, right, to contribute back to the community. So we spent a lot of time interacting with the public. We had like almost bi-weekly, stargazing sessions to talk to the public. If you talk to the public in Australia, most of them have heard of the Square Kilometre Array and things like that. So yeah, that's how well we communicate with them. Here we have a session where we are doing some training for teachers on how to teach astronomy to children in school. Okay, so after I finished my PhD, I actually went to Denmark for my postdoc. And at that time, I started to do more higher frequency radio observations. So I was dealing with millimeter wavelength observations. So I studied a lot of black holes and how, for example, here we are using one of these new modern telescopes in Chile, ALMA, to observe carbon monoxide in space, looking at how gas, molecule gas, actually gets transported into the center of galaxies to feed the black holes in the center. So while I was in Denmark, my contract was for 3 years, and just a few months before my contract was finishing, a guy called Paul Ho, who was the director of my current institute now in Taiwan, he actually visited Denmark because they were trying to build a telescope in Greenland. I mean, they already started the construction, and so they were trying to promote it to the researchers in Denmark because, as you know, Greenland is actually a territory of Denmark, and so he was trying to get the Danish people to collaborate because it's kind of in their own backyard, right? So he was visiting the institute, and also he heard that my contract was coming up. So he asked me if I was interested to apply for a job in Asia A, where I am now. And of course, I applied among other institutes. And I got the position here in Asia A as a postdoc. And that's how I sort of ended up involved with the Greenland Telescope and also with the Event Horizon Telescope. So I think some of you may have heard of this. So what we do with the Event Horizon Telescope is to try to combine a bunch of telescopes located all over the world to try to combine their signals to use it as a giant telescope with a diameter the size of the Earth. And as you know, the size of the telescope or the size of the aperture actually determines how sharp your image can be, right? So by having a telescope the size of the Earth or a simulated telescope, right, we can actually image, so close to the black hole, we can actually see the kind of what we call the event horizon. right, and see the black hole itself. Of course, you can't see the black hole. What you see is the gas sort of going around, the light coming from the stuff, the gas and all that around the black hole and gets bent towards us, due to gravity. And so I spent a lot of time on this, working on this. And at that time, doing the observations in 2017, I was actually stationed at one of the telescopes in Hawaii here called the JCMT, James Clerk Maxwell Telescope. And I'm sure all of you FOE graduates know who is James Clerk Maxwell, right? So the telescope is named after him. This is in Hawaii on Mauna Kea. And it was a very interesting experience because, I mean, this was my first time, being at an altitude of above 4,000 meters. With just a little bit of oxygen, it's after a few hours you feel like you can't think very well, and you can actually just stay at the telescope the most for safety reasons, no more than 14 hours. After that, you have to go back halfway down the mountain where the hotel is. And this is our collaboration. This was actually our last physical meeting at the end of 2019, just before the whole COVID thing started, and this was in Hawaii as well. And of course, my main task as a support astronomer here actually is to support the operations of the Greenland telescope. So I help to do the scientific commissioning and to make sure the operation, everything is working well and things like that. I still remember this was something very memorable to me. One of the most interesting lectures I attended just before we went to Greenland. My first trip to Greenland, we had to learn how to deal with polar bears if you see them. Of course, thankfully, I haven't met any polar bears through the many trips I've been there. As you know, they're very dangerous, and there was a flow chart telling you what to do if you see polar bears. And if it's a baby polar bear, then it's very dangerous. If not, what you have to do. And I remember the last item in the flow chart is, fight for your life, fight as hard as you can. Your life depends on it, right? So, but thankfully, I haven't met any so far. People have been asking me what it is like to live in Greenland. So we actually live on one of the US Air Force bases, which is near the telescope. And it's very well equipped. You've got lots of DVDs to watch, especially during winter when it's 24 hours darkness. You have all these games that you can play for free. You have a bar and things like that. Of course, when it's not winter, there's some sunlight. You can actually travel out to go have a look at the scenery around. But of course, it's not always very nice. I mean, sometimes it's a lot of hard work, especially when there's a snowstorm, which happens quite often sometimes, and it's all covered with snow. We spend hours just shoveling the snow just so you can enter the control room and the workshops. Some of the highlights include we had a visit from, I think some of you may know him, Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is a TV personality, astronomer. He visited us to film a documentary for National Geographic. We had a visit. I mean, NASA does a lot of research on the sea ice as well in Greenland, in the Arctic. So they do a lot of remote sensing as well. So it was very nice to meet some of the people who did the research that was kind of related to what I was doing for my master's, remote sensing. And this plane, they actually have a radar located underneath to take pictures of the sea ice from the air. Of course, the pilot, they let us fool around with the flight to take pictures. So yeah, it's been a very fun experience. But of course, as you all know, the last 1.5 years or 2 years has been really challenging, especially research-wise. Of course, thankfully in Taiwan, things have not been as bad as compared to many other countries, even like Malaysia. And of course, for us, especially working with an international collaboration, we've been using Zoom and Google Meet for many, many years, even before the pandemic, to collaborate with to have meetings with our collaborators from the US, Europe, and all that. But I think it changed a lot, especially for us during pandemic. We actually had another round of observations for the Event Horizon Telescope this April, and a lot of us could not actually go to the telescopes, right? So we had to switch to remote observations. We had to set up this whole remote control room here in Taiwan. We set up cameras so they can at least monitor the telescope to make sure everything is all right. We had the local engineers who are not astronomers. They are actually like engineers at the US Air Base to help us, to do the technical setup and make sure everything is okay. We set up this camera because behind the telescope here is actually the airfield where the US Air Force planes are landing and taking off. So they made us stick a tape on the camera so that we cannot see what's happening. That means people cannot spy on them and all this. But we managed to run through the observations smoothly. And here you can see, for the first time, we actually had the controls of 2 telescopes. This guy was controlling the telescope in Hawaii, and here we're controlling the telescope in Greenland at the same time. same observations for the Event Horizon Telescope. And during our online Google meetings, we are very privileged to have people like Kit Thorne, a Nobel Prize winner, talking about his experience working with Christopher Nolan on the movie Interstellar on black holes. And yeah, some people who are playing music for us, they have been playing in Hans Zimmer's orchestras, playing the soundtrack for Interstellar and things like that. So I think it's been a very interesting experience for all of us. And yeah, whether pandemic or not, I know research goes on. And so just a few takeaways, especially for some of the younger people here. If you ask me, 10 years ago, would I actually imagine myself doing all these things? Actually, I would say no. I never thought that I'd be doing these kind of things. And it all started just because I tried to apply for a PhD, which was not really in my field in astronomy. I never thought I'd get it, but like people like to say, if you never try, you never know. And I think I took this as very helpful. I just tried, and then somehow I managed to get my PhD, and the adventure started from there. Another thing is, networks and connections can be key, which is why I find events like this are very important, to reconnect with your alumni. A lot of people are doing all kinds of things in industry or in academia and things like that. So, and, it's through networks and all this, which, when people want to hire you, they tend to prefer to hire someone they already know. So yeah, I found that to be helpful in my life. And for those who are interested, if you like traveling to exotic places like Greenland, Hawaii, to deserts, maybe you might want to consider doing astronomy. So yeah, that's all I want to say for my sharing. And thank you very much for having me.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Kevin. So, like I said just now, maybe you, all of you here, saw that Min is actually typing something on the chat box. Like, if you have any questions, you guys can feel free to drop it on the chat box. As simple as that. Okay. Well, I'll go for the first question by Mr. Khairul Effendi. Is Interstellar in bracket the movie scientifically possible? Is that the first question to you, Dr. Kevin?
That's a very, very good question. So Interstellar is one of the most, in terms of the black hole, as you know, Kip Thorne, who was a very famous physicist, colleague of Stephen Hawking, he was asked to be the kind of the consultant for the movie. And he also mentioned that, while preparing the movie, they actually did a lot of research on what they think black holes will look like. And they actually published 2 scientific papers in the process of making the movie, of thinking about how the black hole should look like the movie. So in terms of the black hole, what it looks like, it's very scientifically accurate in the movie when they go to, for those who watch the movie. Okay, but in terms of the what happened after that, when he fell into the black hole, sorry for the spoilers for those who haven't watched the movie. Those things that happened after that, a lot of it is a lot of speculation. So yeah, we really don't know what happens inside the black hole,
Yeah,
so a lot of it is speculation and all this, but it was interesting.
Yeah, I also haven't watched it, but it's okay. I think both of us, me and Minjing, we both never watched it.
I've always heard about this movie, but like I never really go to watch it yet. So.
Okay, all right. So let's move on to next question. By Min herself. Okay. So what is your opinion about the flight of Jeff Bezos' rocket ship, New Shepard? Is it gonna be a new potential business in the future?
Yeah, that's very interesting, right? So we are starting to see a big shift in all these space programs. In the past, it was all purely solely government led programs by NASA, for example, or the Russian government, and of course recently China and India has been involved as well. But you're slowly shifting towards where these are being now spearheaded by billionaires, of entrepreneurs who are taking over this. And I think it's good in the sense that there's now some kind of a different kind of competition. Previously, it was competition between different countries. Now you have competition between big businesses and multi-billionaires trying to see who's the next to go to space. And I think it can only do good to the industry in terms of spearheading this kind of work. As you know, sometimes governments, it's very hard to do these kind of things when you are more concerned about the the election in the next 5 years than something long-term like space programs and things like that. So yeah, I think it's changing, and I think it's a good change for the space industry. And of course, that's they now all these big corporations have more money than many countries now, right? So so they can do all these things.
All right. Min, does that answers your question just now?
Yeah, I guess so, because there are not only Jeff Bezos who is in like delving in like the new in field, but I think also a lot of company like following. So I guess maybe if Mr. Kevin said kind of true, like which is, you know, in the future maybe in Malaysia also we can have a spaceship, right? Who knows, right?
Yeah.
I think Sharon, we got a question
Yeah.
also, right?
Yeah, we got I do have, but I think I will just give the questions by our audience first. It's more important than me myself, I think. Yeah, okay, never mind. So we have one more question by Mr. Leong Chiajian, our lecturer. So in your opinion, Dr. Kevin, do you think looking for aliens signal is a waste of time and money?
Yeah, that is a very, very good question, right? I mean, not just looking for aliens, because I get this question a lot when we do astronomy as well, right? Like, why you are spending so much money looking at the stars when there's so many problems on the Earth? You know, people don't have enough food to eat and all these kind of things. And yeah, it's a very difficult question to answer, because you know, when we do research, there are different kinds of research, right? You have like applied sciences where you're doing research that you can directly apply, like for example in engineering, and a lot of what people are probably doing here in MMU, they're all applied sciences which have direct applications to your life, your technology, and things like that. But on the other hand, you also have fundamental science where you're just answering questions about the universe just because you're curious. And these are big questions as well, you know, looking at, you know, how the universe originated from, you know, whether there are aliens out there and how the universe began, how, you know, we came to be here, and what are the smallest particles, the atoms. I mean, a lot of them, they end up having some you know, some applications that, you know, are totally unpredicted. Like for example, how I think I mentioned in some talk I gave previously in MMU as well, how, you know, studying black holes actually led to the development of Wi-Fi, and, you know, in terms of GPS and all this technology is dependent on, you know, black holes as well, and also on a lot of general relativity that came from, you know, people studying things in space. But, you know, a lot of these are just sort of satisfying our humanities, you know, questions about, you know, whether there are aliens or not. I think it's one big question that a lot of us are curious about, right? And sometimes as human beings, you know, what makes us different is that sometimes we're just curious because, you know, we have, maybe some people say we have consciousness, or because some people who believe in God, you know, we are created that way. So I think it's worth looking into, but the problem is this is a very kind of a detecting aliens is a high impact research, but very high risk as well, right? You can build telescopes to search for aliens, but the probability of success is very low as far as we know. But if it's successful, if you really detect some ancient civilization out there, it's going to be one of the, if not the biggest discoveries we've ever made, you know, as the human species, right? So what we have been doing is a lot of these telescopes actually do some alien signal searching work, but they do it as a piggyback on other astronomy projects. So we have a lot of astronomy programs that are running to observe, you know, other stars, other galaxies and all that. But the data can actually be used to process, to search for other things as well. So what these people who want to search for aliens now is just to piggyback on a lot of this other research. So other observations of other stars, what people just take out the signal and use it for other purposes. For example, looking for alien signature and all this. So they're not fully using the time just on telescopes just to search for aliens. So that's what is mostly going on now in astronomy. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, Dr. Kevin, for answering the questions that we have. I mean, we have a lot of questions actually by our audience, but we would not have the time to answer every of them because we are actually running out of time, to be honest. But like, if you do have more questions, you can also find Dr. Kevin himself on the LinkedIn. Maybe you can connect with him there and then ask more questions to him personally. Maybe Dr. Kevin can answer that later. Can it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, no problem. So, Thank you so much, Dr. Kevin, again for spending your time with us today, even though you're in Taiwan right now, right? So, but anyways, it
Pleasure.
is really inspiring to hear what do you have today. I mean, it is what Permata Dunia it is. It is really shining, terunggul di mata dunia. It's what Permata Dunia song says. It's a really good job. I would say kudos to you, Dr. Kevin, for bringing this achievement back to MMU and making MMU students this as a inspiration to me and Min also. I believe that we want to be more excel and to be as successful as you, Dr. Kevin. All right, so Min, can we move on to the next part, Min?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, actually, right, Sharia. I always hear it from my FOM friends saying that FOE got a lot of talented students, But like, is it really true?
Yes, of course, like us, right?
Oh,
Okay, all right. So basically, I have invited some of my friends to present a special performance to our alumni today. So let's watch the video.
Kalau abang menyurat pandai menyurat, suratkan saya biru hai kertas yang biru. Kalau cik abang mengubat pandai mengubat, ubatkanlah saya rindu hatiku yang rindu.
Bukanlah paku, hai paku sebarang paku. Besi tak hanguslah api dimakan api. Janganlah cobalah aku nak goda aku. Aku tak mempanlah api diserang api.
Hanciklah embung Melaka anak Melaka, tanam beria pantai di tepi pantai. Janganlah sombong berkata abang berkata, adakah buaya lah bangkai menolak bangkai.
Anaklah Aceh lah nenas memotong nenas. Mari dipotonglah bingkai berbingkai-bingkai. Sungguhlah aku lah ganas, buaya ganas. Tetapi makanlah bangkai, memilih bangkai.
Walau dunia menjadi gelap gelita, pegang dengan penuh percaya kepada mimpi kita. Suara harapan jadikan ia pelita, semaikan erti cahaya kepada nilai cinta. Apakah maksud hidup tanpa pelbagai suasana? Apakah maksud hidup tanpa pelbagai suasana? Live your dreams way up high. Lift your goals to the sky. Restui mimpi yang sejati di arena
Wow. Oh my God. The song is so sweet and so warm. And I don't know if you guys noticed, right? Guess who I found inside the Rentak dance video just now? Sharia. Is Sharia inside? Am I right, Sharia?
Yes, yes, it's me inside the video if you guys can saw. So basically to just share a little bit before we move on to the next part, I love to do things that are outside of my how to say my studies, like things aside of engineering stuff. I involve in a lot in other events, orientation committees, dancing in certain clubs, theater, and a lot of things. And also, well, I would say I really like the environment that MMU has and the extracurricular activities that we had here in MMU. I would say to compare with the universities, MMU students is quite independent to handle all of these things by themselves. And yeah, that's what I love about this since I entered MMU, and at this point I'm really proud of it. So yeah.
Wow, Sharia. I didn't know you're so talented, because like we met, we organizing events, but I thought you can dance so. I only know how to do chicken dance. Okay, never mind. Back to my MC job. All right, so we are pleased to invite someone who is currently the Chief Security and Strategy Officer (CSSO) at Nazareth Sundaram Berhad. He is responsible for helping organizations to go beyond technology, to resolve their struggles, and to work with business executives to deliver solutions that create real value for organizations. And with him in the company, he built Nazgate to become one of the Malaysia's leading cybersecurity consulting and service provider. He is our FOE alumni, Mr. Khairul Naim Zainal Abidin from Nazgate Sendirian Berhad. Welcome, Mr. Khairul.
Hello, hi. How is everyone?
Yeah, very
Hope
good.
Everyone is
Alhamdulillah.
staying safe and staying negative. I think this is the only time that we uh, keep telling people other than positive, we stay negative from the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you, Mini. Thank you, Shadil. Thank you to FOE, Prof. Hezro for inviting me. Thank you to welcome to all the I believe the FOE staff, students, and also graduates. I'm a bit speechless. I feel so small, dwarfed. Feel so dwarfed after the presentation by Dr. K, with his expertise, with such an interesting experience. Um, I have some slides. I wasn't sure that I wanted to prepare some slides, but then I found out Dr. K, Kevin was actually he prepared some slides. Okay, I also prepared some slides, so at least it can ground me to some pointers lah. So I'll be sharing my slides, and if tell me once you can see it.
Yes, Mr. Khairul can see it.
Okay. So let me share a little bit about my experience, a little background of myself when I was in MMU, and also my, oh my God, it's more than 20, more than 10 years since I graduated from MMU, almost 10 years. Okay, so a little bit of my time in MMU.
20 years lah, weh.
Say again?
20 years.
Is it 20 years? No, not 20. 98. Oh my God, 20 years.
Almost 20, right?
Oh my God.
2002, right? Since 2002.
I mean, if you count from the day I registered in MMU, 1998, so more than 20
Wow,
years.
so long.
So back then I entered in 1998. Back then there was no alpha, beta, gamma. It was just pre-university. So so there was not during that time. It was not. We still had a chance to choose between FOE or FIT. So my ID was 98. So which is I blame this on why I did I answered wrongly the question about the ID. So it was in the Malacca campus lah. So to be honest, when we were given a choice to choose between FIT or FOE, I know I liked computers, but IT was a new term. I didn't know what IT was. So I know in engineering there's a course about computer engineering. So I just chose computer, but end up, okay, this is not what I wanted. I actually wanted IT, but just back then I didn't know what IT was. But still, experience. So I'm not sure how many of you realize this. I might remember this wrongly, but back then it was not MMU. It was Unitel, and then it was University Telecom, and then University Multimedia Telecom before we ended up with MMU. When MMU decided to use the term MMU, we had this joke that MMU stands for Mahathir Mohamad University because he was the and because his wife, Tati Asma, was also the chancellor. So okay, and yeah, I was in the Faculty of Engineering, Imagining Computer. So I would say my beta was from 1999 to 2002, but if back then our degree was only 3 years. Instead, I believe now it's 4, but ours was 3 years. So I was supposed to graduate in 2001, but I only graduated in 2002 because I actually failed a subject. It was only one subject in the third semester or the final year, but because that subject was only offered in the third semester end of the year, so I had to extend 1 whole year for just one subject. So which is why I only started working in 2003. So just now Shari was sharing about his you have tendency to do activities outside of the classroom. So I can relate to that because I was quite active outside of the classroom. So I was part of the Pustakaan Silat Gayung Malaysia in MMU. I even represented the university, so I did some, I did do some. I was even the Wakil Selangor, I think, for one of the competition. I was active as the coordination committee. I was also part of SRC. The president was Tuan Faisal. I was also part of the convocation committee, preparation committee. I was also member of various other clubs. I played cricket. I was part of the theatre. I think I was the one who set up the Kompang Club. I was also part of Institusi Rusrah. I was also the committee of various intra-university events, meaning inside MMU and also inter-university events. We even had some events where we invited universities from outside of Malaysia. So I was quite active outside of class when I was in MMU. Okay, so moving on to my career. So in career-wise, I would say I was specialized in security, or it can be information security, IT security, or cyber security. So I have always been in this area or in this field. So I started working for TMNet, which was later bought on by TM since 2003 until 2009. So my first day on the job, my first day in my career life was I immediately was shoved. I was put in a place where I had to do security. So security is not really a FOE field per se, but I just jumped right into it, and I found I actually found a passion and a very deep interest in the field because it was a new field. It was something new. It was something since 2003 until today is still one of the most talked about and still exciting field, very much relevant even until today. So when I was in TMNet, I started as just a IT security engineer, administrator, looking into like firewalls, looking into intrusion detection system, antiviruses. Then I was also a information security consultant where rather than just looking into technical, I also look into policy frameworks. I also did some the industry term is penetration testing and forensics, but you might know it as hacking. So I did some hacking jobs when I was in TMNet and TM. I was also and during this I think like 6.5 years, I moved around in the company and hold some different different positions. I was until I became a manager. I think it was for the IT audit department. So mid 2009, I joined ECOP Surveillance. ECOP Surveillance is actually a company, a security firm from Singapore, but it has offices here in Malaysia. So when I joined, I was the head of professional security services, where I had my team doing all the security consulting job for the company, for the Malaysian clients. And then mid 2011 until today, I joined Nexagate. So when I joined Nexagate, we were only like I think we had 3 to 4 people in the company. So Nexagate was actually set up by Mr. Kadir. He's here today. So funny story was we didn't really talk. I don't remember us talking, let alone be friends in MMU. But I know his presence. I know his face. I know who he is. But we never talked in MMU. But I actually left ECOP just because I always knew that I wanted to be independent. I wanted to set up my own business. I don't want to always I want to run away from the rat race. I don't want to like work 9 to 5. So we actually met in a common friends. It was a Hari Raya open house. And then we just talked, and then he said, "Oh, I just set up this company. I'm looking for people to do security." And I was like, "Hey, I just left the company. I also want to do security." And he immediately said, "Why not you join me?" So we discussed. We had few discussion. I did freelance at first. Then he said, "Bro, I think we are in sync. Why not you come on board as one of the owners of the company?" So we did. So I started doing hands-on all the I delivered all the services. But now I think like 10 years later, so I'm now the deputy MD lah. So now we have more than 50 staff, from 4 and now to 50 plus staff.
So the conclusion is we have to attend all the Raya celebration.
Yeah.
We must always go to our friend's house.
Yeah. So I mean, this is just sharing some photos that I have. So along my career, almost 20 years. So I've been to many countries, attending either for training, giving talks. So on the top left, I think this was like 2 or 3 years back. So I was actually in Taiwan. To visit as part of the Malaysian contingent to actually meet the industry players in Taiwan. On the middle is actually I gave a talk to the banking sector in Laos on cybersecurity. Talk about the security aspects of the financial service institution. So it was like 200, I think like 200 plus attendees. So at the end, they gave me a hamper, but I'm not sure how I'm going to bring this back on the plane. So I left with my partners there in Laos. Then the next is actually in Singapore. It was an event in Singapore. I was there on behalf of MDEC, which is the digital agency of the government. Together with Kadir, we actually also went to Silicon Valley, where we were looking into expanding our businesses there, looking for potential investors. I also give a talk for the Penang State Ministry. So I also went to I think that was Tokyo, Japan. Also went to Korea Internet Security Center. The middle is actually I'm just sharing. During the course of my career, I meet fellow alumni in the same industry. So these are for some of my those. I think I attended classes with them in Malacca. I also went to I also went to Las Vegas, but for training, not for gambling. It was like a 1 week training course for security. And the lower right is actually, I think, in Jakarta. So we actually I spent a visit Jakarta. So just would like to highlight on where Netsegate is right now. So Netsegate, we started in 2010. So we have been in the market for 10 years. This is our 11th year. So we have secured more than 400 projects. We have more than 300 clients. Our manpower is more than 50 right now. As a company, we are also globally certified. But in terms of clients, we don't only have clients in Malaysia, but also have clients in Laos, Philippines, Singapore, and Indonesia. And we are looking to expand our services. Funny thing, we actually got our first Singapore client last year during the circuit breaker in Singapore or during the MCO. So it shows that even though in this new age, in this new norm, cyber, especially in our field, cybersecurity is not hindered because everything can be done virtually and via the web. So even though we have clients throughout ASEAN, but all the services are delivered from Malaysian office. So it comes to security, what services we have compliance, audit testing, and managed protection services. So so a lot of different kinds of cybersecurity services that we have. We also have our own NSI is actually our own in-house built product. Okay, I would actually also like to highlight this slide. So, I mean, some of you might be familiar with faces. I think you know, and others might know Karim Fendi, he's the MD. So he's actually from FOE. So I'm the deputy MD, I'm also for FOE. Nur Aisyah, also MMU, but from, I think it was FOM last time, Faculty of Management. Bani as well, so here also from FOE. Mr. Zakin is actually from UTM. Tuan Faisal Azmi also from FOE, even though he holds a marketing position. Mr. Ahmad Tamizi also from MMU, but from Faculty of Creative Multimedia. So he's the head of department developing our in-house software. Puan Suziyanti also from FOE, same course as me. She's 1 year junior from all the others, but we were in the same class. So what I would like to highlight here is that from the management team, out of 8 of them, actually 7 of them are actually from MMU. We did not start together. They did not join at the same time. They joined at different parts of the journey, but we end up together. And to be honest, I know them in MMU, but I wasn't really friends with them. But somehow, because of that, we know that we are from MMU. We know that the culture, what MMU graduates, we actually know each other's personality. So we actually end up together. So this is just for fun. So we have some before and after photos. So you can see on the left-hand side, so this is some of the leadership team when they were in MMU. And then on the right-hand side, this is where we are right now. And some of my key takeaways from my journey in different companies in the past close to 10 or plus years is, I think Dr. Kevin mentioned about this. So it's very important to maintain good relationship and acquaintances. This has to happen even right now in MMU. So for those who are still studying, it's important for you to build a relationship. I mean, just say hi, just let them know that who you are. even though they are not your you're not part of your clique per se. Um, they might have different interests from you, but just maintain the relationship with them, because you never know when would you end up in future. You, like for me, we actually work now in the same company. We talk to each other every day. I also meet fellow alumni in the industry. Some of them are actually my clients. Some of them are partners. We work together. Um, so during interview times and also when you start working. So experience to me is experience. There's no such thing as bad experience or good experience. Experience is just experience. So use it to your benefit. So wherever you end up in your life with regards to career, um, there must be something, even though your first job might not be something that you like or you might even detest, but there must be something that you can use from your experience in that particular job that you can use to help amplify your services, your experience in order for you to move forward in your life. Even though I've only worked in like 3 companies, but I've had a lot of interviews and I've never failed any job interview. I got an offer from all the job interviews I attended, but I chose not to accept some of them because it was not to my benefit. But what I'm saying is, whatever experience you have, you can use it to your benefit and to help um, sell yourself. You see, always maintain good character online and offline. This also relates to the first point. So if you are known in MMU as someone who's you're famous for the wrong reasons, this actually might affect you later in your career. Talking about online, some tips. When we do hiring, as Netscape, when we do some hiring, we actually look into your social media accounts. So whether or not the character you present during interview, does it actually match your character online? So that is why you always have to maintain that good character, because sometimes during interview we had cases where during interview we were so impressed with this person, but when we discovered his behavior online, okay, no, this person does not fit our culture. Because for us, experience, technical expertise, know-how, that can be trained, that can be developed, but when it comes to character or personality, that is something that you yourself can only um, handle and can only change. So you can succeed anywhere. So your result does not define you. Your academic results, your results at work. So if you have bad results, if you did not meet your KPI, if you did not achieve what you wanted, take the lesson from it, then move on. So what's important is actually your attitude, hard work, and also, I mean, you need to have that grit as well. So I think that will be it. I'm not sure if there's any question.
Thank you so much, Mr.
I
Carol,
will
for your
share
sharing.
these slides, like just in case if you want to get in touch with me.
Yeah, so for those who want to connect with Mr. Karu, please feel free to scan the QR code as shown in the presentation slide. Or maybe I think later on Mr. Karu can drop your LinkedIn profile in the chat box as well. So thank you so much, Mr. Karu. It's a very great sharing, to be honest, especially like for me who are still in MMU, or even like for most of the alumni, because I think one of the points that you mentioned that you weren't sure which major or which course you want to take, right? But then like, how do you manage to find out like computing is not really your course? Just a question for like personally for me lah. So.
For me is okay. Once you've for me is university experience, when we talk about university experience, um, is both for me, what's important is both classroom experience and also out of the classroom experience. It's not just the your academic education, but definitely what I can say is, even though you end up like, okay, this might not be the course this that I want, but for me it's whatever your course is, whatever you learned, definitely is something that you can use in your career. Like for example, I think like what my career right now probably does it relate to my study? Maybe 10% or 20%, but that's what I end up with. Um, but the I think what's important is the when you faced those studies, when you work hard for your studies, when you work hard for your exams, when you did your FYP, when you did your all those labs, how your character, your hard work that you poured into that, those is what you need to bring when you get out of the university. So I mean, my point is, if you feel like, hey, this is not something that I want, I feel, don't feel down, because it's only one part of your life, or one journey, one part of the journey of your life. So it's how you use whatever you learn, the character, your how you carry yourself in the 4 or 5 years in university. That is what is important for me. My experience in like, especially when I was in TM, so we really like to get interns from MMU, no matter the course, no matter the background, because they just had this attitude, this positive attitude, this go-getter attitude, this very proactive. Um, we didn't mind we didn't really look into the actual subject that they took, but we looked into like the character they bring in, how they carry themselves during their internship. So we always look for the MMU interns.
I see. Okay, thank you, Mr. Karu, so much for your insights. Yeah, and I really like how Navigate connects all the MMU alumni together, and you guys like work together to build Navigate to become better and better in the future. So as for now, I would like to take this opportunity again to ask everyone turn on your camera, and we have a quick photo session with Mr. Karu, our speaker today. I think Mr. Karu, can you stop presenting for a while? So feel free to turn on your camera, and okay, I think my team on my count, then we take a picture. All right. So okay, I see a lot of people already taking. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, cheese. Another one, 1, 2, 3, cheese. All right, thank you so much for having you today, Mr. Karu. Really appreciate for your time. And I think we should moving on to the next section.
Yes. Min, do you know what happened 4 days ago?
4 days ago?
Yes.
Is it the Spider-Man trailer is out, right? I know that. Is it that one?
I mean, yes, that's correct, but it's not about that, okay? It's our Malaysia Independence Day lah, Min.
Oh,
Yes.
Merdeka!
Yes, Merdeka.
So am I getting a free McChicken? Because I already shouted 3 times on my
No, don't shout at me because I'm not going to give you free McChicken, okay? All right, so,
okay.
but I have another gift for all of you here, which is, it is a special from our MMU president again, Professor Dr. Mazliha Muhammad Saud. He is going to perform a sajak with the theme of Merdeka yang tercabar. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us enjoy the video.
Telah kau cabar merdekaku di tengah jalan yang berliku, kala cita berjulang mimpi berpangku, bebas menggapai awan yang biru. Di langit luas penuh impian, rahak ranap hilang kesan, pudar rias dalam kesepian, coba berdamai dengan aturan. Cedera lecet, luka yang dalam, kisah silam hampir padam. Kita rencana makin kelam, genggam sudah dekat terlepas. Hukum terguris ketika tewas, mencari merdekaku yang hilang, sesat sendiri berhati walang. Telah kau cabar merdekaku dikala sedang terbang laju. Harapkan bulan jatuh ke riba, hanya sendu singgah di mata. Biar aku insan biasa, tiada nama, tiada wibawa. Pantangku berserah berputus asa. Tak akan ku benarkan merdekaku tercalar. Tak akan ku biarkan merdekaku tercabar. Kalaupun semua lampu padam, akan ku raba gelita ini, membawa merdekaku kembali. Niat berundur tidak sekali, walau berdeku menjembah bumi. Kalaupun merangkak tanpa kaki, tetap ku angkat pedang sakti. Sisa tenaga yang berbaki, kan ku tegakkan semula panji. Sucikan merdekaku dari keji, pastikan menang kali ini.
Wow, I can really feel the patriotism come inside me burning, you know. I mean, like
I know, right? Like it's
Yeah.
so patriotic the way how Prof. Dr. Masinham like doing the pantun just now. I really
You're right.
agree with what Prof. Dr. has said in the subject just now, especially the part when us as the young generation, we need to protect the efforts of our ancestors, heroes, for fighting for our freedom for Malaysia today. So hereby, I would like to express my gratitude to our heroes and pejuang tanah Melayu.
Yes, I mean that's correct. And now I think without wasting any more time, so just now we have seen two alumni who have shared their experience, right? How about we have one FOE lecturer this time, okay? So before you guess the name of this person, he is one of the first MMU FOE lecturers who have been teaching in FOE since MMU Cyberjaya was built. He is well recognized for his contributions in the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, IEEE. If you are an IEEE MMU student branch member, you would surely know him, all right? So right now, without further ado, I would like to welcome the lecturer himself, Professor Dr. Muhammad Yusuf bin Alias. Professor Yusuf, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Sharil, and also Min. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to our alumni. I'm not sure if any of you actually still remember me or not, but I've seen some very familiar names. Yeah, although I'm not the most senior staff in FOE, if you notice from the questions in Kahoot just now, I was not the answer. Yeah, although I'm one of those dinosaurs that still exist in FOE, hopefully not to become fossil later on, right? Without any further ado, my session is an interactive with some of the alumni that are joining us today. I've seen some very familiar names, some are not so familiar. Dr. Kevin, perhaps, I'm not sure if you still remember me, but I remember you as a master's student under Prof. Yu Hontat at that time under the Makers project. And then Mr. Karunaim, I'm not so sure if I've taught you in algorithms and data structure or program design before, but I definitely know a few names here. Ben Yazwa, maybe you want to give a shout out to your colleagues or some of the alumni here?
Hi, Assalamualaikum, Dr. Yusuf. Prof. Yusof. Hi.
Yeah. So you want to say something? Well, what do you think of coming back to MMU? I think you have left almost 20 years, 19 years to be exact, right? 19 or 18 years to be exact. So what do you think of having this particular session? Perhaps you can share with us.
Yeah, it's good to get to know the one that teaching us back then, Prof. Yusof. I do notice Prof. Ong and then Prof. Fabian within school. So and then reconnecting between the throughout the generations from the back then in the middle until the one that hosting this session today, Min and Social Rail.
Okay, thank you, Ben. We call you Benny, right? And actually, his wife is also an ex-MMU, and we actually met in Manchester while he was doing his master's there. Thank you, Benny. Next, I see Ken Wong. Dr. Jijian knows Ken Wong. Perhaps, Ken Wong, if you want to say something to your fellow friends or colleagues. Is Ken Wong there? Perhaps it's not there. Or Ui, Mr. Ui, not Dr. Ui, not the Dean. There's another alumni with us right now. Mr. Ui or Miss Ui, I'm not so sure. Or any of the other alumni. I think some of already left because we already on air for 2 hours. Yes, I can see Mr. Ui there. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Well, I'm from the year 2012, so
2012. Okay.
Happy to have this event where I can actually see a lot of my lecturers are still here, those who have taught me, and it's a rather interesting session, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. What do you remember most when you were in MMU? Especially FOE lah.
Okay, one of the fun things I had was the club and society. I was in the Wushu club. Unfortunately, it's no longer there, but it gave me a lot of experience in terms of team building, going through the hardship together with my friends, especially during training. And one of the other things that really I remember and also inspired me was by Dr. Chan. He was telling me about, or he was teaching us about wafer fabrication, and that leads me to where I am today in Infineon, Kulim, under wafer fabrication.
Okay, great. Dr. Chan Kayung, right? Dr. Chan Kayung is still with us, right? So you have inspired someone to be in the wafer industries. Anyone else wants to shout out? Wants to give a shout out to all your colleagues here? Just to give you back your memory, do you remember this building? Building behind me, right? Hopefully this building will give you some memories of the nice memories. Oh no, that's where you take the buildings and so on, yeah? I was not in the remote sensing group, but I was the deputy dean for the student affairs back in 2008. So I do recognize some of the names doing masters and so on. Any other alumni that would like to say something? Hussein is an alumni, but he's also currently a student.
Yeah, hi sir. No, yeah, as you said, like I'm an alumni and also now still currently a student, and so and I don't know how long. Like it needs a lot of mental preparation to leave FOE. I don't think I'm ready yet to leave FOE.
Oh, you love FOE so much, right? So you are so attached to FOE, and I think you have contributed quite a lot in making FOE, especially the Faculty of Engineering and MMU itself, to be recognized, not just locally. Although you're not Malaysians, but you have made Malaysians more recognized throughout the whole world through your activities and contribution with IEEE. For those who are not aware, Hussein recently, just about 1 week ago, received a scholarship award from the IEEE Computer Society. And it's not a Malaysian computer society, it's actually the one based in the US. It's the main computer society. So congratulations to Hussein. Hopefully you will get more awards in the future. right?
Thank you. Thank you. I must say also thank you, sir. You have been my first mentor in MMU. You have been guiding me since the beginning I joined. Actually, my first commitment was IEEE, and I must also thank Dr. Abdul Raqib. You know, you are the one who empowered me, and then of course the others, Dr. Hazrul, the Ingredient Society advisor, Dr. Oy, and the rest of lecturers. I think all of them, they have in some way have helped me throughout my journey, and also to achieve this. I mean, all of you are a part of my achievement. So thank you very much.
Okay, I hope you will be inspiring a lot more students to achieve much better awards and much better recognitions in the future. I think we are short of time, but before I leave you, let me share with you the link for you to fill in. I hope all the alumni here, whether you are on YouTube or whether you are on Facebook or whether you are in our Google Meet at the moment, please take a minute to fill out our survey. This is an FOE graduate survey, especially to those that graduated before 2018. If you can take your phone and scan the QR code, and we are also sharing this link in the chat box in YouTube as well as in Facebook. So the link can be accessed, or I can just read it to you, is mylink.la/MYA. So MYA is my name. Right? So mylink.la/MYA, and then there are 7 categories altogether. So you can choose the one that is related to you, whether you have graduated from our undergraduate programs, or whether you are currently an employer to our undergraduate programs, or you are an alumnus of any of our postgraduate programs, Master of Engineering in Telecommunication, the MEEE program, Master of Engineering Science. I know that Dr. Kevin is undergraduate as well as both. So you can do both questions, Master of Engineering Science as well. And then there is also an alumnus of a PhD program, as well as the last one for Master of Science in EBM. So you can choose the one that is related to you, right? So if you're not able to see the link behind me, so you can also see the link in the chat box, right? It's also there. And then you can see in the comments on YouTube as well as on Facebook. Okay, so with that, I will return my this session back to Ming and Sharit. Thank you so much and have a good day, everyone. Stay safe.
All right. Thank you so much, Prof. Yusuf, for your dedication in MMU and also for your sharing today, for being with us today in this event. So, right, Min, what do we have after this?
All right. So, without further ado, we have prepared a video montage of FOE. So, let's watch it.
Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Hazrul Abdul Karim. I'm currently the Deputy Dean of Student Affairs and Alumni of Faculty of Engineering. Welcome to FOE Alumni Virtual Reunion. I'm happy to see you all virtually. Stay safe and have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.
Hello everyone, welcome back to MMU. I am Dr. Chung from Faculty of Engineering. Hope some of you still remember me if I taught you before. I know most of you are facing a tough challenge during this pandemic, but you can always take this as opportunity to settle down and improve your career. Wish all the best in your future. That's all from me. Sayonara!
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Muhammad Faisal. Welcome back to FOE and MMU for the FOE Alumni Virtual Reunion. Hope you enjoy yourself.
Hello everyone, this is Miss Siva. It's good to see you again. I hope you are all doing well in the career of your choice. Remember to practice safety, ethics, and cost-effective design. Wishing you all the best in your future undertakings.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Sin. I'm the Program Coordinator for Bachelor of Electronic Engineering, majoring in Nanotechnology. Welcome to FOE Alumni Virtual Reunion. Great to see you here. I hope you all enjoyed the day. I also hope you all have a great success in the future.
All right. So, Min, I think it's almost 5:30 a.m. already.
Wow, so fast.
I know, right?
Okay. I think okay, without further any delay, right? I think we should announce just now the top five winners for our nostalgia quiz.
Yeah, sure. So, I will be sharing my screen quickly. And now we will be seeing the winners. Okay, so the winners are the third place goes to Popcat.
Congrats!
The second place is Alien. And the first place goes to Tao Cafe. All right, and the fourth and the fifth place is MYA as well as Kuching. So, to all the names here, I hope that you guys can, put in your email address inside the chat box so that we can get to contact with you so that we can also give the prizes, deliver those prizes to you very soon. So to the top five just now that we have mentioned, so please drop down your email. And yeah, so I think we're good to go from now, Min. Is it?
Yeah, so congrats again to all the five winners. And maybe, yeah, I think you can somehow mention what username you used just now for the game so we can actually trace who is who. And congratulations once again. Um, I don't want to really say this, but we have already come to the end of FOE Virtual Reunion of 2021. So thank you so much for joining us today. Sorry for a bit delay here. So I hope the very best for your endeavors in the near future. And I really hope you can stay safe and healthy because the pandemic is going more serious from day to day. So thanks again to all the faculty, and also the people working behind the scene for giving me this opportunity for becoming the MC of today.
Yes, and also not to forget those people who are behind the scenes just now that was mentioned by Min, which is Miss Dahlia, Abang Burhan, Abang Azhar from MMU Studios, Prof. Hezrol, performers, the Engineering Society representative, and also SRC representative from FOE. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your efforts in making this event a successful. So I think that's it from us.
Yeah.
I'm Syahrir Nizam.
Thank you so much, everyone. So I am Min, and that's all for FOE Virtual Reunion of 2021. We hope to see you again. Bye-bye and stay safe.
Bye. Stay safe, everyone. See you.